Well, we're landlocked here in central Georgia. Don't have to worry about surging waters or tides. What we do have to worry about is warm temperatures and eventually a strong cold front coming through that's going to dump a significant amount of rain across central Georgia. Today, another warm day, temperatures in the mid-80s across the state, 88 in Dublin, 86 in Macon. So head down south, we crept into the 90s down in Valdosta, North Georgia in the lower 80s as well. Current temperatures right now, 86 in Macon, 86 in Warner Robins. It's still fairly warm out. We're not seeing anything in the way of 90-degree temperatures out there, and the coolest spot on the map as of right now is Monticello at 85. And throughout the rest of the afternoon, we will see the temperatures begin to decrease. We won't see a cool day as we've seen over the last 2 days, and that's because we're going to see an increase in cloud cover throughout the night. That's going to keep dew points up as we have a cold front approaching us. So currently right now, mostly sunny skies, a few areas of patchy clouds out around Lawrence County, also into Sandersville and off to the east of us. But as we widen on out, we take a wider look and we see we have this big cold front that's working its way in from the west, and it's moving fairly slow and it's fairly organized at this point. But once it gets closer to central Georgia, we're going to see a lot of the rain begin to diminish from the system. But as you said, it's moving slow and it's going to allow for the rain to kind of add up. But we're not going to see any flooding concerns because we haven't really seen the rain too much throughout the month. So the soil is dry and it's going to be able to absorb a lot of that rainfall. So as we make our way throughout the week, we'll see pretty wet weekend ahead of us, but the flooding concerns, we won't have to worry about that at all. Temperature forecast for tomorrow morning, look for temperatures in the upper 60s. It's going to be a fairly warm morning tomorrow afternoon, and then in the evening, we're going to see temperatures take a nosedive slightly. We're going to see cooler temperatures as a effect of the extreme cloud cover and the rain cool there. So look for lower 80s and even some locations in the upper 70s tomorrow for daytime highs. The warmest we get will be about 88 degrees down in McRae and maybe 87 down in Cordele. Now, your first look ahead, we're going to start off about 3 hours from now, mostly clear skies, and we see the cloud cover creeping in from Alabama. And as we make our way through tomorrow, it won't be until about 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon when we see this cold front really begin to get in here. But the cloud cover is going to be here tomorrow morning, and we may see some drizzles before 2 o'clock, but we will start to see the heavier rain or somewhere around 1, 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. And then as we get into the overnight hours, it's going to clear for quite a while, but getting into Sunday morning, we will see the rain move back into play. On Sunday, I think most of the rain will stay south of Macon. We will see some rain into our viewing area. I don't think it stays out of the viewing area altogether. We will see some rain further north, but for the most part, if you're south of Macon, expect rain. North of Macon, expect maybe a few drizzles and mostly clouds out across the day. Then Monday, same story goes for Monday, and I think the same goes for Tuesday and Wednesday as well. And when it's all said and done throughout the weekend, look for 1 inch of rain here in Macon. I would say bet on at least 2 inches. Heavier amounts will stay south of us. The 7 days look kind of like this. We're going mid-80s throughout most of the week. Fall starts on Sunday, 82 degrees, fall-like temperatures, but it's going to be a little wet, and we're going to see isolated scattered chances of rain Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday before we begin to dry out on Thursday, Friday. Temperatures will slightly begin to warm up, but the good news is we're getting into the fall season, so on the back end of a cold front, so it's going to be pretty dry at that point. Fish Again forecast calls for 2 peaks in the excellent range, 340 tomorrow morning and 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon.